I don't even know what else to call them. Monsters, literal monsters, are being given safe harbor and free unbridled reign within police departments and sheriff's departments all across America. This right here is former Deputy Marvin Morales from the Sacramento Sheriff's Department. And lest you be tempted to think that I fabricated an exceedingly unkind image of Mr. Morales just for clicks and views, let me just remind you, this is the very thumbnail that the EWU channel used in their video entitled Deputy Overdoses in Bathroom. That's the police department or sheriff's department bathroom after smoking seized drugs. And yeah, I think they blurred that part out because the sicko's weenus was showing. Hey Morales, why did you have your weenus out in the department bathroom while you were taking FENT? Well, what I'd like to report, probably to the applause of many, is that former Deputy Marvin Morales is no longer with us. But unfortunately, in typical monster fashion, Marvin didn't leave the earth before committing one last heinous and gruesome and perverted crime. And by the way, the heinous and gruesome crime was so out of control that his fellow Thin Blue Line buddies had to get involved and eliminate him. We're going to go through this report about Mr. Morales and make some comments along the way, and I'm looking forward to your thoughts in the comments section below.
Breaking news out of Sacramento and San Joaquin counties, where a former sheriff's deputy stabs his 11-year-old son to death before he was shot and killed in a police chase. Thanks for being with us at 5. I'm Galston Dart.
I'm Lisa Gonzalez. That former deputy was Marvin Morales. KCRA3 has previously reported on the 40-year-old who was accused of lying about a 2023 fentanyl overdose. So today, this all started about 8 o'clock this morning, and Elk Grove police, they got a call from a mom concerned about the safety of her two children at home. Officers say they found an 11-year-old boy stabbed at that home. That boy later died at the hospital.
And that mom watched the assault on a home surveillance camera.
6-year-old girl was also there and was not physically hurt.
Authorities say that Morales left and there was a chase down Interstate 5 that ended in a shooting with Sacramento County deputies on I-5 near Highway 12. Morales was taken to the hospital where he died. The CHP is now in charge of the investigation from the highway. They're calling this a tragedy.
It certainly is a very tragic event, the allegations that have come forward, and we mourn with the community who is mourning at this time as well.
What are people mourning for? What would you be mourning for? Are you mourning because Marvin Morales is no longer with us and can no longer commit his monstrous deeds against an unsuspecting public? I'm personally mourning that there's an 11-year-old child who once was alive who's now dead because of the psychopathic actions of this former deputy.
And we have live team coverage on the story. Michelle Bandor's in the neighborhood where the child was stabbed.
We begin with KCRA3's Jason Mark, who is live along I-5 where that former deputy was shot and killed. Jason?
And Lisa, we have seen some movement here in the last couple of minutes. A wrecker just showed up, which usually indicates that this investigation out here is starting to wrap up whenever that wrecker comes to the scene. Here's the scene right here on Interstate 5. We are west of Lodi, in between Route 12 and 8 Mile Road in San Joaquin County. And this is where everything came to a stop today. This is where we're told that Morales ran off the road and where that shootout took place. But I want to zip around this way.
This is where we're told that all this action happened. Are you telling me that not one of these cruisers had a dash cam? Not one of these deputies had a body cam? We don't really know what's going on. If this happened to you and I, it seems like they would have already released the dash cam video evidence.
You northbound and that traffic, and you can see the lights up there where the Department of Transportation is moving those cars over into one lane. 30 miles up that way is where this thing all started, on Interstate 5 in the Pocket area. That's where officers were canvassing for Morales in his car. They saw him, they got behind him, and they started that chase. We're told at times speeds got very fast, over 100 miles per hour, and came whizzing down this way along Interstate 5, and that's when CHP decided to go ahead and put out spike strips. Morales hit those strips, ran off the road, and that's where he crashed. Now, what we do know is that there was a shootout involving officers, several officers, at least 2 from Sacramento County. What we don't know is what happened during that shootout or right before that shootout. Did Morales pull out a gun? Did he fire first? We do not know that information. We know that Morales was hit. He was taken to a hospital where, as you guys mentioned,
the shooting investigation is having an impact at traffic, and here is a live look at southbound I-5 just north of that investigation. Here's the backup that Jason was mentioning. You can see the line of red brake lights there. The freeway's open, but you should expect some delays.
So yet another cop cuts off the flow of traffic. No doubt he probably did this unnecessarily many times in his life. No doubt in his 7 years with the department, because he was hired on in 2017 in Sacramento. He was a part of many thin blue line funeral processions out on the road where they block off traffic for those mighty heroes and warriors, those protectors and servants of the people. And here he is in death, blocking off traffic again.
Started about 8 o'clock this morning at a home on Farrell Way in Elk Grove, and that's where the former sheriff's deputy allegedly stabbed his 11-year-old son to death.
Case Area 3's Michelle Bandor has been talking to neighbors who live right there in the neighborhood. And Michelle, when you look around there, it just looks like a nice neighborhood. The lights are on, and you just never would have guessed what would have happened there.
Yeah, the holiday lights on the Morales home just came on as it got dark here. It's a quiet neighborhood, a friendly neighborhood. Everyone here seems to know each other and they look out for each other. And the crime scene investigation is over here at the house. But there are so many questions that remain for detectives, for family, for friends, as to why a father is suspected of killing his own son. And neighbors tell me they would never suspect violence like that happening here. And look, I mean,
why wouldn't you suspect that when, according to FBI crime stats, police officers and deputies are 40 times more likely than the general public to be domestic abusers? It seems like it would just be a given. You would expect that to happen.
Deliveries are still being taking place here at the family. This is the second Amazon truck that we've seen pull up here today, delivering packages as life goes on, despite that violence. And as we've been reporting, it started around 8 this morning, and Elk Grove police tell us the 11-year-old boy's mother watched it all unfold in real time while she was at work. They say while looking at cameras placed inside the home, she told officers she saw Marvin Morales stab their son. And when officers arrived, Morales was gone, but they found an empty gun case and the children home alone. Officers tried to save the boy with CPR, but he died later at the hospital. Neighbors say they heard the 6-year-old sister screaming at a time when the neighbors say they were taking their own children to the same school they all attend.
Literally just dropped the girls off and came back from dropping them off at school when we heard the sirens. And it's just, when you hear the story, you're like, I assume they were going to be going to school or should have been getting ready for school.
For anybody, and especially knowing that it was a deputy before too. I mean, this is why we get in this job, to protect everyone and to make sure everyone's safe. And the last thing we want is someone hurting children, especially. So it's been a tremendously hard day.
That's all she's doing in her profession. She's just protecting people. She's the cloak of protection for the community as she economically terrorizes and lies on reports and covers for her fellow thin blue line gang so they can hide behind the wall of thin blue line silence. That's all, though. That's it. Other than that, we are protectors and servants. Rest assured, we are warriors, we are heroes, and I'm sure Marvin Morales will receive a hero's funeral as well. As perverted as that sounds, that's probably what's going to happen. It might not, but I wouldn't doubt if it does. And by the way, former Deputy Marvin here didn't just confiscate drugs from poor, underprivileged people and then consume those drugs himself. He committed armed robbery to get those drugs because he had the gun when he got the drugs. It came with the implied threat of force that if you don't give us your drugs, you're going to be in some serious trouble and I may pull my service weapon on you. So we were talking about Marvin continually engaging in armed robbery to get the drugs that he was taking that he eventually got fired for. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, he resigned before he got fired. And it does look that way, but if you look deeply into it, they didn't accept his resignation. The final say was that he got fired. And maybe that was a public relations stunt to keep the image of the Sacramento Sheriff's Department intact somewhat. But let me substantiate the claim that Morales engaged in armed robbery just hours before he was found on the department's bathroom floor, having overdosed on FENT.
What's up, bro? What's good? You okay? You having a lot of fun out here, bro?
Yeah. You got new sunglasses.
I just saw you last week over here, bro.
Yeah.
You was dancing at the same time too, man.
Yeah.
You promised me your best dance moves.
Who?
You.
Yeah.
You promised me your best dance moves.
Yeah, definitely.
What's up? You want to see the way?
I gotta go back to downtown, dance there. They're all waiting for me. Last time I went, the stadium was about to fall down.
You were about to pass out the other night, though, last week. You was on that Fetty.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You were about to pass out because you were on that Fetty. A couple hours later, Marvin's laying on the ground, passed out because of the Fetty.
Is that what that foil is right there in your pocket? Or be real with it. Just be real. Just be real.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Could be.
Could be, is it? I think it is.
I'm not sure.
Yeah?
Just think about this. A uniformed druggie is talking to a street druggie right now.
Nah, not for now.
So you could either hand it over or I could put you in cuffs and take it out your pocket. It's up to you. Hand it over. Hand it over.
Can I get it back?
How about that straw right there?
Deputy Morales and his partner temporarily detain the suspect. After clearing his pockets, he asks for clarification on the contents of the foil packet.
Hey, Mr. Druggie, could you kind of tell me what it is before I suck it into my own lungs?
What is this? What exactly is this? Tell me. Crystal? Crystal?
Deputy Morales can then be seen tucking the foil packet into a black glove before securing it in the hatch of his cruiser. Afterwards, he writes the suspect a citation for possession of narcotics and lets him go.
Alright, see you next week. Hey, I'm here. This is my area.
Despite securing the evidence in his cruiser, it's nowhere to be found. However, deputies still searching quickly find something else, which raises even more concerns.
You said foil with
And a glove, right?
How often do we just get rid of dope?
I cited him.
But he cited him. You're right.
Yeah, that might just be an old busted meth pipe because there was no mention of a pipe in the call.
Yeah, but there's glass right here and there's foil. Or there's not foil, but there's...
Yeah, it might just be an old meth pipe, Sarge.
Huh?
There's no reason he should have a pipe in the patrol car unless...
So that might just be an old pipe. I'll toss it in there, but that's literally just a shattered pipe.
Well, I mean, is that what it was? It was foil,
It
right?
said what the guy said was meth, so it was off-white substance and foil.
No mention of a pipe, though?
No.
One deputy considers an explanation that might explain why the narcotics would no longer be secured in his vehicle.
Do you think he was gonna go and book it, but use the bathroom first?
Nah, there's no reason to. I mean, he could have, but there's no reason to pocket it because the stuff's all the way in the back of the station. So you'd have to get back in the car and drive in and grab it. That has to be in his cargo pocket.
It has to be. But are his pants still at the hospital? He went with his pants to the hospital.
I'll find out and see if they can check on that.
Deputies with Morales at the hospital
Oh, they're going to do some real investigation now.
check his pockets, finally
What do you think they would do if there were no body cams rolling?
locating the evidence.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't.
I think you can feel the flow in there.
There's Morales going, oh boy, I just got caught. Oh boy. Like none of these officers who worked for him for years, worked with him and for him for years, never knew he had a drug issue.
I don't want to fucking open it up, get us all exposed. Yeah. It's crazy. Shit happens quick.
However, the question of whether the exposure was accidental reaches a shocking conclusion when deputies locate a small glass pipe and an orange torch lighter in the bathroom where Deputy Morales collapsed.
The question is, how many of these other deputies are also involved in the same kind of activity of armed robbery and drug use?
The pipe that's on the ground wasn't next to it, was it? That's what I'm concerned about. There's a meth pipe sitting over by the door.
I don't remember, but it was in the stall.
Okay.
Okay.
Additionally, hair and blood samples collected at the hospital indicated at least 90 days of narcotics use. Investigators with the Bureau of Internal Affairs discovered that on August 9th and 15th, 2023, he cited 2 individuals for misdemeanor possession of paraphernalia. In his reports, he claimed to have disposed of a glass pipe, but later admitted to taking one home and using it multiple times. Investigators with the Bureau of Internal Affairs ultimately concluded that Deputy Morales intentionally used the narcotics he seized from the suspect on October 24, 2023. On January 1, 2024, investigators recommended Morales for termination. However, before formal action was taken, he submitted a formal resignation letter on February 2, 2024.
According to research, they did not accept that resignation and had the termination stand so that he could be decertified. Back to our story.
And you wonder what else had been going on in the house, and what else about the drug use.
You don't just wonder what else is going on in the house, you wonder what else is going on in that filthy Sacramento Sheriff's Department.
Morales was a former Sacramento County deputy who was fired days after he submitted a resignation letter. That resignation came after a history of drug abuse which involved a fentanyl overdose. In 2023, Morales overdosed in a sheriff's substation bathroom. He was given Narcan and recovered. An internal affairs investigation this year determined Morales lied about his drug use. Video footage released by the sheriff's office shows Morales on the floor of that bathroom. He was unresponsive with what appears to be a lighter in his right hand. Pictures showed a pipe on the floor as well. And the footage also shows a deputy administering that Narcan. You can see that here. Now, Morales left the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department in February of last year. A state database shows Morales voluntarily disqualified himself from eligibility of being a peace officer.
Well, now he's a rest in peace officer. Leave your thoughts about this. Do you think that other cops within the Sacramento Sheriff's Department knew about Morales' drug use? Do you think that there are other Sacramento officers involved in using drugs themselves? Do you think there's a wider cover up here? Do you think the sheriff knew about it? How high do you think this problem goes, and how systemic is it? Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought, please, in the comment section below. If you want to support this channel, you can do it for free. Just like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Hey, grab a shirt for the next 3 days starting today. You can get anything in the store for 20% off. The link is in the description. It helps the channel out immensely. Remember, government is the armed, psychopathic, parasitic, criminal thieving gang you were afraid would take over in the absence of government. I'll see you in the next video.